Hi everyone, and welcome to the second video in the COVID-19 series. So I'm just going to be shooting videos whenever I need to, just to bring you up to date with news from Florida and America on what's going on while COVID-19 is with us. And while there's nothing to ride, no theme parks are open, nothing's open pretty much. So the four things I want to think about today, or talk about today, are suspension of vacation rentals, the lack of testing kits in Orange County, the number of COVID-19 cases now in Florida and America, and what Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando and Seaworld are doing about the validity of already purchased tickets, and also touch on the opening date for Endless Summer Dockside, which is the new Universal Orlando hotel on the old Wet n Wild site. If you didn't see yesterday's video, that was day one from yesterday. News from yesterday. Then I'm going to put a card up here now so that when you finish with this one, if you want to go back and recap yesterday, you can do that. So let's get into it. So the first thing is Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida has mandated that there are going to be no short-term rentals. So you now can't rent a property less than 30 days, for less than 30 days. So there's no 2 days, no 1 week, no 2 weeks, no 3 weeks. It's got to be 30 days or more. That's going to hold true until April the 10th. But given that President Trump has now mandated that the social distancing decree is going to be through to April 30th, I can only imagine that Governor DeSantis is going to extend this short-term rental issue up until at least April 30th. So I guess there's a knock-on effect with rentals. People who own rentals and have a mortgage on them, if there's anybody in this group that owns a vacation rental and is suffering or is going to suffer through this in paying the mortgage, please do speak to your lenders now. Don't wait. You can hopefully get some kind of moratorium on paying your mortgage, which will help you out. Obviously, you have to pay it at some point, but at least you can get some help now. Also, a lot of outgoings go towards your property management company. Please speak to them, see if there's anything they can do for you in terms of, are there any services that you don't need right now, that your property doesn't need right now, just to minimize outgoings. Just speak to anybody that you can, that you're giving money to right now. It's just to try and tide you over for the next however months, 2 or 3 hopefully, maximum. Okay, so that's item number 1. Item number 2 is lack of testing kits, lack of COVID-19 testing kits in Orange County. So Orange County is where Universal Orlando and Seaworld are located, and from the news this morning, there seems to be a distinct lack of testing kits in Orange County, so much so that they had to go and beg 200 kits from Seminole County where I live. So 200 kits is nothing, for a city of 1 million people. I can't tell how much testing is going on. They've opened a drive-through, and they told us on the news that they tested 100 people last week, 100 people. And they've now gone and secured another 200 testing kits themselves and begged these 200 from Seminole. So I don't know if 400 is all they're going to do this week, and then what happens after this week. I can't get my head around it. There are 1 million people plus living in and around Orlando. So yeah, I can't see this thing in Orlando getting better at all before it gets much worse. But that's enough on that. There's nothing more I can say. I'm just going to be speculating if I go further than that. So the number of COVID-19 cases in Florida now stand at almost 5,000. That's a 20% plus increase from yesterday. America as a whole got another 19,500 yesterday. The hot spots are still New York and New Jersey. We're still allowing flights in. There's still no real quarantining of people. The numbers in America went up by approximately 11% yesterday, so there's no drop off of cases. And again, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Hopefully we're going to reach an apex within a couple of weeks, and then we'll start to see some drop off, and then it's up to the state governors and the president to do what's deemed necessary to get things open again. So then the final thing is what's happening with tickets to Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando and Seaworld that you may have already bought before the COVID-19 crisis hit us. The different companies are taking slightly different stances on this. If we start with Universal Orlando, they're going to be automatically extending annual passes by the number of days that the park is closed for. You don't have to contact them. They're just going to automatically extend the passes. They've also postponed the monthly payments. If you're on a monthly payment plan with Universal Orlando, they've postponed that. They've held it up effective of March 25th, 2020 until the parks are open again. So that's really good news, that you're not spending money that you don't otherwise have to spend with Universal Orlando. Endless Summer, which is Universal's new yet to be opened resort, was due to open on March the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, and it's now postponed indefinitely. So they're not taking reservations, and they'll let us know when that's going to open. I guess, why would they open it? You know, if it's ready to open, they'd have to staff it up, they'd have to get people trained up, and for what? No reason. So they've postponed the opening for that. SeaWorld, their annual passes are also extended through to 1 day per day close of park. So they're going to open up again, and they'll your tickets are going to be extended through the close. Their single day tickets, the domestic single day tickets that expire during the periods that the parks are closed, are going to be extended through December 31st, 2020. So they're American-based tourists. Internationally purchased single day tickets, which expire during this period, have now been extended through the first week of 2022. So that's really good news for people coming from abroad. It's not 2021, it's the first week of 2022, so the first week in January 2022. So I think SeaWorld have done really well there. Reservations made for Discovery Cove before April 30th, 2020 can be rebooked on any date subject to availability prior to December 2021 at the same rate as you booked originally. So there's no charge fees, no change fees will apply, and so that gives you more than 18 months to get back to Discovery Cove. Now, I did read this morning on a post on a Facebook group that if you can't go at all, you've only got 30 days to cancel. So I would take the opportunity, if you can't go again before the end of 2020, end of 2021, to make sure you do cancel and save that money, because it is an expensive day, and if there's 5 of you going, like it could be like $1,000 plus. So please avail of that cancellation and get that done ASAP. And then for Walt Disney World, they're unused ultimate tickets, so they're the ones that are bought in the UK and Ireland, 7, 14 and 21 days. For 2020 arrivals purchased before March the 16th, 2020, they're automatically going to be extended for any date up to the 15th of September 2021. They're going to be updated automatically, and you don't have to talk to anybody at Disney. It's just going to be done automatically. I guess if you didn't purchase them directly through Disney, you may need to speak to your travel agent or the bespoke ticket companies that are around. For date-specific tickets, which were those bought in Europe outside of UK and Ireland, which are valid with a valid use period of through April 11th, 2020, they're going to be automatically extended through to December 15th, 2020. Again, no need to contact Disney. And then all active Walt Disney World annual passes are going to be extended by the number of days the parks are closed, just like Universal, Orlando and SeaWorld. Unused Walt Disney World single day tickets already purchased, they're going to be valid for any day for 365 days from the purchase date. Unexpired multi-day tickets already purchased, they're going to be valid for first use on any day from 365 days from purchase. So that's it on the ticket front. Sorry, I'm just looking at a mosquito on my camera, which I'm hoping is going to stay there. The only other bit of news is that Florida schools started their virtual schooling today, homeschooling. So all the kids are homeschooling. That was supposed to be through, I think, April 15th to 16th. Again, with the social distancing now extended to April 30th, that's going to go at least through there. The Seminole County schools, where my youngest daughter goes, she's in high school there, they were due to complete their year on May 27th. So I can only believe that there's no point going back to school for 5 or 6 weeks, so they're not going to go back to school this term. So that's going to be them off now through to fall term, which is going to be August 2020. The University of Central Florida, where my middle daughter goes, they've already cancelled in-person classes through to the fall, which is August. So they're already doing all their classes online. There's more than 60,000 students there. So things are kind of winding down in terms of schooling and higher education. So that's pretty much it. I'll sign off, and if there's more stuff to tell you tomorrow, I'll be back on tomorrow. But that's it for now. Stay safe, stay indoors. If you haven't listened to that song by the old geezer with the beard, he mentions an expletive to stay indoors, which I can't mention on this video, but have a look at the video and please do as he suggests. Okay, stay safe, see you soon, bye bye.